So I've talked about this a couple of times on this channel, and especially recently because it's kind of been included with some of the topics that I've been going over, but it's just been how weird this generation has been with the pricing of the consoles, with both the Xbox and the PlayStation 5. We've seen price raises more than price cuts. Now, over the last week, interestingly enough, we have gotten price cuts for both Xbox and then just yesterday, PlayStation. But there's been some drama surrounding the PlayStation price cut because it's kind of funny what PlayStation has decided to do here with their price cut, dropping the PlayStation 5 Digital Slim Edition without a disc drive to $380. And I'll be honest, when I first saw that, I was like, okay, this is a very nice price cut. This is $70. I was only expecting a $50 price cut for the PlayStation 5 going into Christmas and Black Friday and all that time of year, because it's generally we have seen that over the last year or so. We have seen, I think last year and maybe even the year previous to that, or whenever the stock became more readily available, there was a Christmas deal, a Black Friday deal for the consoles. The Series S had one. I believe the Series X had a minor one last year, and I think PlayStation as well last year had a small one too. But I was expecting this year to have something similar, but bigger than what they generally do, maybe even close to $100 off, especially because of the PlayStation 5 Pro releasing at $700. PlayStation looks at that and says, this is going to be niche. This isn't going to be for the everyday consumer out there that just wants to finally get into this generation of consoles and pick up PlayStation. They would want to just be able to push their lower tier consoles and just make this a massive mover by having a big price cut. So they are doing a price cut, but there is some stuff to talk about here because it's not nearly as good as I originally thought after doing a little bit more thinking on it and digging into it, not doing a knee-jerk reaction about it. It is looking like the reality of it is that it is kind of only a $20 price cut, and there's a lot of backlash online. In fact, we'll go over some posts that I saw on X. Kind of hilarious that PlayStation, what they're doing to try to backtrack on what they probably would have thought would have had people very excited. But after initial reactions, after you look past the $70 that you're being sold right now, there's some backlash on this price cut. So this says Sony has cut the PS5 Slim Digital Edition price to $70 until Christmas. And again, I don't understand, why is this just until Christmas? I mean, at this point, we are 4 years into this generation. PS5 Pro is out. There's the Xbox Series X Special Edition console with the 2 terabytes. All of that stuff, like, just cut the prices officially for the base consoles that release in 2020, and they will move far better. I mean, that's what has always happened. There's generally these big bundles as well for Christmas gifts that come out before Christmas hits to get people to buy it. It comes with like a controller and games and everything. At least with previous generations, that's what happened, but those days seem long gone. So we're getting these smaller price cuts here in 2024, but it is now PlayStation 5 console starting at $379.99 or $80 USD, and that is only for the digital version of this console. If you want the disc drive, you still have to go out there and buy it. They say here, while supplies last. And the offer, they say, knocks off $70 off the disc-free console, which is normally $450. And this was revealed at the end of the new Play Has No Limits PlayStation 5 advertisement, which is viewable below, but not the original one, because PlayStation went back and deleted that video and re-uploaded it with a change, which I'll show you after, because of the backlash and the negativity towards it. It's actually kind of hilarious. So we have, oh no, it's Alex who put some posts here that documents it. If I can pull it up here. And first of all, if we look here, the first thing was the original. This is the kicker here, which kind of caught me off guard, because when I first saw the $379, I totally forgot that the original price of the PS5 digital was $400. So really, this is only a $20 price cut for people out there if they've been into looking at this generation since the beginning. If you would have bought this console in 2020, the PS5 digital for $400, you would have been far better off rather than just saving $20 4 years down the road. You would have got way more of your money's worth at the beginning of paying $399. So it's actually really only a $20 price cut. And on top of that, the original video, they actually deleted it, with the announcement that this was going to be a $379 console. And the reason you can assume here is that it got so many thumbs down, 1.3K thumbs down. People are not happy with the small price cut that they are giving. And then they re-uploaded it, and it still is trending in all of the negative thumbs down. People aren't going to forget that the price cut is only $20. They re-uploaded it a few hours later. And what they also did, because I went to look at this after as well, they took off the price of the console. They removed it here from this advertisement. And my guess is because of the negative backlash. I don't know. Maybe it's because they have a picture of the PS5 disc drive on there, so they don't want to confuse people. I'm not sure if it was the digital one on the original Play Has No Limits advertisement that they had put out, but they removed it and then they re-put the video without the price on there because of the backlash. And I mean, we can go into the comments and you can see some knee-jerk reactions like, this is a good deal to get into PS5. I mean, it's not a bad price, but it's still a very small price cut from a console that has been out for 4 years now. At least that hardware has been out for 4 years. Yes, it's a smaller box with the Slim, but it's still been out here for 4 years. There's nothing new in that PS5 Slim that is like the PS5 Pro. The person says, don't forget the original PS5 digital launched at $399 in 2020. Says, even as someone that almost always purchases a console day one, I do miss those insane holiday bundles, which I absolutely agree with. I've been looking forward to that, hoping it would happen. I don't think it's going to happen at all this gen. Says the ones that would come with at least one major first party title and an extra controller, even better when they came with 2 or more games. And then you have a lot of people here thinking this is a great deal, but I guess it's because they just don't remember that this thing was $399. Now, if we go to the actual video itself, we can see here some of the comments. It's actually kind of funny. Wow, they even remaster the ads now. That's a shot, obviously, at PlayStation always just putting out remasters for all of their games, but they have been releasing. There was another thing that PlayStation had put out, I think it was maybe last week or so, that they said now they're on track to release at least one major first party game every single year, which still I would expect more out of them in terms of first party releases. I would expect probably at least 2 a year, but right now they're saying they're on track for 1. They say, notice how they didn't show a single game. Re-uploaded. I don't see the $380 USD price tag no more. Why did they re-upload this and delete the other one? Pay has no limits. Title error. Pay has no limits. You need better staff. Fun fact, the budget for the particular ad could have covered the price to include a stand in all PS5 Pro consoles. And that's another thing. It's like, you think about this, you need a stand to stand this thing up vertically, which is an additional cost. Everyone's calling this out. So re-uploading it, taking off the price was just a stupid move. I don't think that they should have done that. They should have just owned it. I mean, it is still a price cut. They should have just owned it, kept the ad there, taken all the negativity. I feel like this one's gonna get even more thumbs down overall than the first one did. Maybe they're hoping that over the next week, no one's gonna remember this little piece of news that did occur, and then they'll just go in there and see the pay or play has no limits ad that they did put out there. And that literally was not on purpose. That just came out of my mouth because of probably reading all of these comments. This one says, greed has no limits. Recently for me, I have noticed it having a disk drive limit. I feel just like a child because I keep re-releasing the games I grew up with. So, I mean, it's a very weird generation when it comes to the pricing of these consoles. That is for sure. PlayStation didn't do themselves a big service here. They should have just dropped it to $349.99 or include everything in the PS5 digital slim edition, the stand and everything. Like, don't make people go out there and buy those extra things, because they are honestly nickel and diming people no matter how you look at it. Even with the PS5 Pro, it's $700. The fact that they could not include a vertical stand for the console is absolutely absurd, in my opinion. I mean, it's kind of crazy what they're doing there, but they are still selling consoles, 65 million units sold. And the reason they do this is because the PlayStation consumers buy it. They will go and buy anything that PlayStation does put out, no matter what. If they had to sell the faceplates separately, you only got the black part of the console for $380, people would still go out and buy the PlayStation 5 Slim. It is a testament, to be completely honest, to just how good PlayStation has built up their fan base and their marketing. They have done a great job on the business side of things, that people will literally go out and buy anything PlayStation, even if, I mean, the deal isn't a good deal whatsoever. Now, PlayStation did their price cut, but we also got this, and we didn't talk about this when this happened the other day, but Xbox did a price cut as well. Now, Xbox has not been perfect by any means, so anything here with their prices. I mean, specifically in certain parts of the world, they've actually raised their prices of the Xbox Series X. So They have not been good at all on this as well. And I would love to see them do a holiday bundle too. I don't think that they will. I would love to have seen them do some more special edition consoles, or maybe some more console wraps that they had promised from the beginning when we saw the Starfield one and everything. But they are doing a price cut here. It is a better price cut, and it is off of the just original price of the Series X when it did release 4 years ago. I still don't think it's enough. I think the Series X should go down to $399 personally, and then you bring the Xbox Series S down to like $200. Those things will fly off the shelf, and if they obviously need to ship more consoles if they do want to compete at all on the hardware side. I know it's not their priority. I know it's very low on their priority list, but if they do want to compete at all, I think that would help, especially if you have the Call of Duty advertisements. Just give a huge price cut here for the Xbox Series X and S. But they have this discount here, and it is $50 off of the OG model, which is completely fine. Like if I was going to pick up another Series X, I would just go with the cheapest option available. And you can get this off the US Microsoft Store. They also say in terms of controllers, there's a bunch of early deals that are going to be happening. And there's also a deal, I believe, on the storage expansion that they are adding as well. What you can see here, the 1 terabyte card will be less than £130 at the Amazon UK store. And then the US can get the 2 terabyte for $200, which is down from an insane price of $360 for that 2 terabyte card, which honestly, that is a big price cut. And the cards work great. I have the WD black one here, the 1 terabyte one. I forget how much I paid. It was on sale when I did get it last year. So this isn't the first time those have been on sale, but I am happy now after I finally found the price that I was okay with to pick up an expansion card that I did buy, because it does make it very convenient, especially if you have 2 Xboxes, which I do, to be able to just transfer games between both consoles. But that is the price cuts. And yeah, no one's being fooled here by the $379.99. In the long run, people are going to realize, hey, this thing was $399 when it did launch. This is a $20 price cut. We're 4 years into this generation. You're still selling this without a vertical stand. There's no disk drive. So technically this is a very bad deal. Might as well just get the version with the disk drive on it. And then you can buy games physically, sell them, trade them in, all of that type of stuff, rather than being absolutely locked to the PlayStation Network and the prices that they control. So that's my whole thing when it comes to going full digital, which is why I will never get rid of my Xbox Series X with the disc drive, because I am going to make sure that I always have that option of being able to play physical games. I do have a pretty good physical collection. And hopefully we still continue to see more price cuts. I mean, I hope this isn't the beginning. This isn't the end of it. And this is only the beginning as we go through to the end of this generation, especially with, again, a PS5 Pro, $700 console. You would think PlayStation really wants to set the two consoles apart, really wants to have one that is just something that just flies off the shelf during the Christmas season and everything. So I don't know. I don't think 380 is going to be a huge difference maker for a lot of people. Of course, if they know that it used to be $399 when it did launch back in 2020. But I will end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that subscribe, like the video, share the video, all that type of stuff. And I will catch you guys in the next video.